Hey guys, Coach Nate here. As runners, we've all dealt with those pre-race jitters. Maybe we've had a bad race and maybe we've been injured and we've struggled to come back from it. That is exactly what today's video is going to be about. How do we develop that mental toughness and resiliency to get out of those situations? Now, when it comes to those pre-race jitters, first of all, it's important to remember that you are not alone. It doesn't matter if you're the brand new runner or you are super experienced. You better believe all runners on that starting line or the week before their starting line, they're nervous. And it's just a reflection that they really care, that they've put a lot of time and investment into their training, and they hope that this day goes the way they want it to. So just remember that. That's really, really important. When it comes to mitigating these factors, this is where we also have to remember that we play how we practice. Routine can be such a friend going into the week of the race and on the race day morning itself. That could be the little short workouts you do to burn off a little energy as part of your taper. It could be the specific warm-ups that you employ, and it makes your body feel on that race day, hey, this is just like any other day that I've gone out and run. I still do the same set of leg swings and squats and shoulder warm-up drills, run drills, bounding drills, whatever it is that you do, so that when you go on race day, it just feels like another day. Finally, another important thing is managing your expectations. Of course, we all want to hit it out of the park and have that home run race, but too often these races are just simply too long for nothing to go wrong. Now, one thing that could potentially go wrong is you go through an aid station and you miss a water cup and you don't get as much water as you wanted. Something more drastic could happen, like your shoe comes untied and you have to stop and retie it. Or something more major where you get a major cramp or side stitch, you go out too fast, you make some sort of pacing mistake. So manage your expectations by setting up different types of goals for yourself. If everything goes well, the stars align, things are perfect, maybe you've got that A-level goal. If you have a few things that go off, but you still manage your way through, you have your B. And then finally, if a handful of things go wrong, it doesn't quite hit the time you expected, but you still performed well underneath the circumstances, you have that C level. And just knowing that you have those different options to go to can be very, very helpful in making sure you show up feeling, nervous and excited, but also calm and ready to go. Now, for those of you going after those shorter distance runs, say anything from the mile to the 5K to maybe even the 10K, it can feel like a lot of pressure goes into that very short time frame. You take a misstep, you trip and fall, and all of a sudden your race is over. But the good news is that when you're doing those shorter races, you actually get to race a lot of them throughout the year. So even if this 5K doesn't go perfectly, guess what? You could sign up for another 5K in 2 weeks from now, and you could practice and do even better. For those of you who are going after the longer races, the half marathon, the marathon, the ultra, the trap is that we can put a lot of our emotional eggs into that one basket. Whereas if we don't have the day that we want, it can feel like all of this was for nothing. And of course, it wasn't all for nothing. A lot of times the reminder, guys, is this: we use these races as an excuse to train, to get out there, to live this lifestyle as runners. And it's a good reflection to think that even if you don't have the race you had wanted, that doesn't undo the weeks and months you spent preparing for this thing, all the experiences you had, the friends you made while training. So look back and reflect on the process and realize that one day can't outweigh or outdo all that time spent preparing. All right. Quick scene change. Truth be told, I forgot to film this segment yesterday, so I'm filming it on my run today. When it comes back to getting and recovering from bad races, the mental strength is in just reminding yourself of a few things. The number one thing, guys, is this: no one really cares about your results. They really don't. They don't care what time to the second that you ran. That's not to say, though, that they don't care about you, and they don't care about how you feel about your results. They do very much on both of those things. But the numbers themselves are sort of arbitrary. Your family's still gonna love you. You still gotta pay your mortgage or your rent. You still gotta take care of your kids. And it doesn't undo all the time you've spent making yourself healthier, living this lifestyle, making your friends in the running world. So sometimes, especially with social media these days, we get this sense that if we don't do as well as we say we're gonna do, or as well as we think other people think we can do, we're letting people down. It's really not the case at all. So after a bad race, unplug a little bit, remind yourself why you got into this stuff in the first place. And remember, you can always go out and do nice runs like this and train again and take another crack at it. Now, when it comes to coming back from injuries, that first 24 to 40 hours aside where you can give yourself the little pity party, you can bathe in it, feel sorry for yourself, that's all right. But after that, being mentally tough means accepting the reality of the situation, your ownership in it, and quickly developing a plan to get the strength, the injury prevention, and the mobility work you need to get out of that hole and get better. And if you don't really know where to go, well, our injury prevention series and our running strength program would be fantastic places for you to start in the training club. There are situations where some of you know you're in an injured state, but you have a race that you care about so much around the corner that you are willing to take those bigger risks. And if that is you, that is okay. You have accepted the risk and acknowledged what it is. Being mentally tough, though, does not mean ignoring injuries because you're afraid to take a day off, because you're afraid to depart even one day or a couple days from the plan because you're afraid that you're going to instantly lose fitness and everything is going to fall apart. Because runners in those situations often run themselves into stress fractures when in reality they struggle when not doing their sport, right? They struggle turning off their brain when they need to, right? So that's where that resiliency comes in, and that's where it's really important. So if I'm in that injured position, I'm sorry, I've been there myself, it's no fun, but there's no use in crying over spilled milk, as they say. Let's develop a plan, let's get you back, and let's get you going. Now, another thing I found is that really good, experienced, mentally tough runners, they know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. And when I mean turn it off, when to limit their social media feeds, when to limit their own inner monologue on their running, and when to limit even discussions about running or the race or their injuries or anything altogether. Because too often, runners make the mistake of being overexposed, overstimulated, and being on all the time. Before the race, that turns into them just reading every race report, reading what everyone else is doing in their preparation, second guessing their own preparation, and showing up race day feeling totally psyched out and unmotivated. It could mean if you've had a bad race or not the race you wanted, spending too much time rehashing your own race, looking at what everyone else did, and feeling worse about your own experience. And finally, for those of you who were dealing with an injury, it could just be watching all your friends play outside a recess while you feel stuck inside with your own situation. So there are times as it's really important to be able to turn it off and to embrace other important aspects of our lives that make us happy, healthy humans, our family, our friends, our non-running friends, so that we can stay balanced and we can enjoy this thing for years to come. Remember, you will love our exclusive community in the training club. We've got access to great coaches and just a supportive group of runners who will help you through these hard situations, help keep you focused on what's important and get you back. And you can join free for 7 days where you get access to all of our programs in addition to the community. Just click the link down in the description below. It'll take you to a page where you can sign up and register. Of course, if you liked it, appreciated this video, well, we would appreciate you hitting that little thumbs up like button right down below the video. If you have any comments or questions, any requests for future videos, drop those down below. We love having a conversation. We will get back to you. And of course, subscribe to our channel, hit that little alarm bell notification so that when we put out a new video, 3 new videos each and every week, you are the first ones to see them. Guys, I'm gonna keep filming. Happy running. I'll see you soon.